Dawn PS5. But first, here's an extended vignette introducing some of the cool characters you'll find in the Concord galaxy. Enjoy.
Extended vignette looking at the characters. That's exactly the report from Bilbo-kun. So, kind of what we talked about before. They're like either scrapping data from PlayStation's back-end site or know somebody on the regional marketing side. This was expected. Crater City. Not actual gameplay. Alright, it's a goblin looking dude. Orc looking dude.
Jukebox.
Wasn't the plan. It was a spontaneous, creative decision made after years of careful research.
Being really old and almost dying a bunch doesn't count as research.
Almost dying is the best way to learn how not to die. Besides, it worked, didn't it?
How much longer for the upload?
A few more minutes. Hey, start time. Try it with hot sauce. You'll like it. Trust me.
No. Do not trust him.
Whoa. Where's this coming from?
It's coming from you back on the ship saying, trust me, we're professionals. We'll stick to the plan. We can do this. And then, that. That was not the plan.
Technically, it was a plan. It just wasn't the same plan that we started with.
If we don't leave with this blue button...
Amar, we will. We will.
I'll be waiting outside.
No one moves. We'll be taking this off your hands.
What? This?
Funny.
Slow them down a little for you. Meet at the rendezvous point.
Wait, what? Where's the rendezvous? I didn't catch that.
Copy that, Bill.
Call me crazy, but I think you need to just start showing gameplay right off the top. This is still hard to, like, care about what this game is.
Fine. They only got one of my legs.
How are those hands? How bad is it? You're still mad at me?
Lennox!
Got him.
One off. This is you.
Got it.
I am developing a taste for destruction. Goodbye.
This would be a very dishonorable way for us all to die.
Don't worry. Nobody's dying dishonorably. And also, we're bringing this back with us. Hey, Mark. What are you doing?
Getting us to the rendezvous point.
Perhaps we should have let go also.
One off. Do not dare.
But we were supposed to stick together.
If you let go, I swear I will be
Oh,
vengeance.
look, there they are. Hi.
What the? I am glad you avoided a dishonorable death.
Almost dying is the best way to learn how not to die. Or something.
I knew this was gonna work.
This wasn't the plan.
No, it just wasn't the one we started with. All right. Another satisfied customer. Goods delivered. I send everyone their cut.
Ooh, yeah.
So do you, like, carry it around with you for emergency bland situations or whatever?
Hey, Mara. Don't joke about something like this.
Our next job is somewhere with less
We'll
scaffolding.
have no scaffolding. Zero scaffolding. I promise. We were apart for so long. I thought I'd never feel your fiery embrace again.
You sound ridiculous.
Very Guardians of the Galaxy-esque.
Concord is a 5v5 first-person shooter set in the vibrant sci-fi universe of the Concord galaxy. In Concord, from the moment you log on, you are part of the crew of the North Star, a group of guns for hire known in our galaxy as free gunners. Free gunners are those lucky enough to be free to roam the stars. They take high-stake jobs on worlds across wild space, where they face other fiercely competitive free gunner crews. Here's the very first look at the gameplay of Concord.
Here we go.
Free gunning. It's hard work, but it's our work, and we don't take it for granted. Being a free gunner means, well, you're free.
Right on target. Yeah, you better run.
Free gunners have a shot at making something of themselves, a chance to be someone.
All right. I was gonna say, what was the point of that, like, that scene? Was that just simply a way to illustrate the characters' personalities, because they're going for a sort of hero shooter type style? I think just open with gameplay, then do character stuff after.
And in the wilds, it's anyone's game. You won't survive on your
own. I don't hate it.
Target blinded.
Finally, to battle. Endless rage!
We risk our lives every day to do the job.
I'll clear the way. Time to show them the big guns. That's me.
This crew will go anywhere. Take any job. Face any enemy.
I can't imagine this is gonna be received well. I think it's more clear now why Sony was interested in this game back when they initially signed this game on, and then also picked up Firewalk. Because apparently Herman Hulse played this back in 2018, so it was already in a very good playable state back then. Very much going for the hero shooter type aesthetic. There's a lot of upside if the game catches on, but I don't know. It's not quite what I was expecting.
The crew is gathering. Would you like to join us for game night?
With Concord, we leaned on the strengths and background of our team to make a tight, well-balanced FPS that feels great to play. We focused a ton of our attention and our tech on building a strong gameplay foundation of tight core movement, precise visceral shooting, and expressive abilities.
We ended up finding ourselves influenced a lot by fighting games and even strategy games in the interesting way that the asymmetry of their characters makes every fight, every matchup feel really different.
Leaning into the asymmetry of the characters, really pushing the possibility space of two different characters colliding. It's all about creating opportunities for improvisation. That's where we can get out of the way and let players find their own magic. We also have abilities that are meant to have impact beyond direct combat. Deployable gear that can persist throughout a full game, so whether that's multiple rounds of a mode, or multiple respawns across a match. There are healing pads, bullet blocking domes, explosive traps, lane blocking walls, all kinds of ways to support your team or disrupt your enemies. Coordinated teams can set up and plan ahead, and depending on where and when it happens, players can shift the battlefield to their advantage.
We've got everything from mystics and medics to gunslingers and sparked robots. Every character brings their own unique personality, skills, and wide-ranging perspectives to the crew. Every week, when you log into Concord, you will be welcomed with a new cinematic vignette that will give you a chance to see our characters off the job. They will feature ongoing narrative arcs that grow the characters' stories and relationships and unpack the broader Concord galaxy.
Okay.
Why are you kissing a tchotchke?
We're excited to share that we'll be hosting a pre-launch beta in July, followed by Concord's global launch on August 23rd.
August 23rd. Wow, this game is very much ready to launch. So I'm saying, we had a CG trailer last year. Is this game still coming out? Boom, now they're ready. Gameplay, cinematic trailer, here's the sales pitch, here's the sort of, you know, aesthetic we're going for, this asymmetric gameplay. Wasn't what I was expecting, I'll be honest, but at least it's out there now. Oh, it is here. I don't know. I thought it was a Summer Games Fest thing. Although I guess Sony's not really going to shy away from just making this stuff super public nowadays, no matter how they plan on doing it, right? There's going to be a lot of people watching this, so make it known. This is right off the back of the company, like, confirming again that for single-player titles, I said Jetpack Interactive, they're working on this. I would have assumed Nixxes or either Bluepoint also still on co-support for this franchise, which I think Bluepoint is still possibly. Well, there's a lot that can be said about Bluepoint. Anyway, what was I even saying just now? Yeah, the company just reconfirmed again, like single-player narrative-driven like AAA games are still going to ship first on console, then maybe a year or 2 year delay. They didn't actually give a time frame, but that's basically what they've already said before. So, nothing too different there. Includes Valhalla DLC.
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written.
Great game, man. Great game. I gotta go back and do the platinum. Finish it up. And do the Valhalla content. September 19th.
Soldiers and officials alike.
Okay, so I'm assuming this is Dynasty Warriors. Since every time there's a state of play or a showcase, there will usually be like mere hours before the event goes live, like leak lists will pop up. And the big difference here is that if it's a YouTube premiere, the likelihood shoots up immediately, because that means the video is already live on YouTube, and anybody that can access the YouTube backend, they're going to get like either metadata or just be able to straight up skim through the video and just figure out exactly what's going to be in the entire presentation. So I think the list that initially popped up for this state of play, like at the start of today, it was like around 9 in the morning or something around here. But that leak list popped up from one account, and that one might be accurate, assuming this is Dynasty Warriors, which it very much looks like it is. Origins, yep. I am not a Dynasty Warriors fan, but I'm happy for anybody that is looking forward to that. That's only PlayStation 5 as well.
Momo, I think I was dreaming. It wasn't a dream. We were really transported to Mirrorland.
The path of a stylist is never easy. So, are you ready for it?
Ready. We're ready. Ready.
You know, I'm kind of okay with cats showing up in some way, shape, or form during every single PlayStation live stream. Yeah, this is tight. Look at this. Get the lolly stuff out of here. Show me these cats. And this boulder rock guy. With this Mario Wonder-esque music. Infinite Nikki.
Is it you who pursues infinity? Or is infinity awaiting you?
Alright.
Stars. Fields. I have seen the miracles you so claim. Until the towering shadows vanished into the mist.
I pray for their grace, but all that came were inferior shades. do we have to bear the consequences of such power?
Time. War. Mortality. These essences shall not fall into your treacherous hands. Wayward emissaries, grant us the forgotten miracles. Rain fire from above.
Forget what this is called, assuming it's what I'm thinking it is.
There's a sprinkle of madness.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
Oh yeah, that's different. I was thinking of something else. Ballad of Antara, 2025, PS5. Coming to PS. Well, everything so far has been labeled PlayStation 5 only, I think. Not to say it's exclusive. Just that afterwards a press release will go out and we'll know if it's coming to other platforms or something. But no PS4, I think, is maybe more notable. Some PSVR2 stuff. Show me some PSVR2 games. I love the VR support.
I thought I could be a hero.
And this is the kind of VR support you're going to get.
But I was a fool.
It's going to be primarily driven by third party, which is fine by me. You're not going to put Naughty Dog on VR. You're not going to put even Insomniac on it, where they have a lot of VR experience.
Walk among us, thirst for
We can't complain about PSVR2 stuff, and then we get it, and, you know... we got to do a separate upload on that at some point, going over the state of PSVR2. It's so complicated. It's like so easy to dogpile on it, but you know, you get support, and there's complaints that it's going to show up here.
The poison in my veins begs me to kill.
My thing is just all these MetaQuest games that aren't getting PSVR2 versions, or PC VR for that matter, like, that's the problem. We need to make sure that all these games are coming over. And I would ideally like PlayStation Studios XDev to step in and fund some projects, right? Because that's really probably the most ideal thing if we're talking about PlayStation-oriented games. Have XDev come in and fund some projects. So it's like after Firewall Ultra, I'm not sure how many of those we're really going to get anymore. Skydance's Behemoth. See, that's probably cool in VR. Love stuff with that sense of scale. 20th century. The leak list keeps proving on. Also, apologies if I'm doing this all in one clip, by the way. So I don't know if when I'm talking, the audio's overlapping too much with the sound of the gameplay. They did not show a lot of that, but that showed up on the leak list as well. Absolutely no shot I'm playing that.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Sean Benson.
I'm back on State of Play to introduce more exciting titles coming to PlayStation, starting with a highly anticipated PvP shooter, playable soon on PS5.
I was going to say, it's interesting that Assad Kizilbash opened. You would think that it'd be Herman. NetEase. This too was on the leak list.
Destiny awaits.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind Marvel stuff, but something like this I completely check out. This is the first time right before I was about to film this thing, I like making sure I have separate files of everything, and my audio just wasn't working. So I had to compromise on this. I have no idea how this is going to sound, so I apologize if it sounds like ass.
I'm back, baby. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Gonna get sticky.
Yeah, just not for me. Thinking more about Concord, like, I don't know, it just is not what I was expecting. To me, in my head, it was like a more sort of grounded, I guess not a hero shooter, is maybe the best way to put it. Although that was very much sci-fi. I wasn't expecting it to lean so heavily into asymmetric gameplay either. Scarlet Spider. Everstone. So stuff like this always looks really, really cool, but you never know how tight and responsive the gameplay is really going to feel. It presents nicely, but that's always my issue. Stellar Blade was kind of the same way, right? It's like, oh yeah, it looks fun. Where minds meet. Okay. In development for PS5. Hey, PlayStation Studios.
Hello.
Until Dawn. Yeah, I forgot to mention this in the predictions video. I was gonna say, so for this too, I'm genuinely very excited for this. Knowing that they took off the fixed camera views is, like, I think gonna dynamically change the way this game is played. Like, it might be very similar, and if you've gone through it before, then you know what's gonna happen, or what could happen in theory. But I think they've actually, I assume they're probably doing a lot to make it worth a number of replays for anybody that played it back in 2015. Plus, if you go back and watch the original game, or if you go back and play it, it is a little janky. It doesn't hold up quite as well.
We should stay put right here until dawn. Jessica! You can't let me die!
This game was awesome, man. This was a dope game. It's a good decision, I think, to do this, especially with a movie coming as well. Fall 2024. All right, this year. That's good. I like it. Very cool. All right, so we just need the Astro Bot game, because apparently this Horizon game is not showing up. This Horizon Lego game, Path of Exile. Okay. Yeah, apparently that Lego game is not going to show up here, which means it might show up later in the year. Grinding Gear games. See, now I keep messing with the audio.
It's a peaceful land. But each day
This is what happens when you gotta work on the fly here. This is also why I don't stream. I'm just not set up for the streaming environment. Not to say I'm opposed to it, but I just never got around to actually setting it up.
Once our protectors have turned on us.
But we're gonna try and upload this whole thing as is. Since apparently people don't like when I cut to moments that are me actually speaking about the game. Yeah, I'd probably like this.
I must be the one. face this nightmare.
No noose this time. I'll remove your head myself!
But I need not do it alone.
We do not get enough couch co-op nowadays. That alone piques my interest a lot more. Path of Exile. A Silent Hill 2.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost. I'm looking for Silent Hill.
I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it?
Oh my god, people are gonna hate this.
Dangerous?
Maybe.
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not.
This is not gonna go over well, I can already tell. Oh no.
No, you shouldn't be here. I'll be good, I promise. Tell him I'll be good, please. No, please.
So I'm probably not going to give a release date. Oh. Okay. Never mind. So then the transmission will probably be yeah, sort of a deeper dive into the game, I'm guessing.
Capcom announced this next game last December, offering just a glimpse of what's in store for their celebrated franchise. Today, I am so excited to share the first full gameplay trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds.
I know some people that'll be happy about this. This is the kind of game that I know I'd love, but I don't know if I want to commit like 100+ hours to it.
And then we can get started.
Which is probably what it would need. I know people can dump mad hours into this game. Into this franchise, I should say.
Look!
Incredible. I've never heard of a Karatnoth herd this big before.
One of them's got big spikes on its back.
Now to lead it away from the pack. We'll make for the desert.
Right. The sandstorm! Now commencing the hunt by order of the guild.
are really messing these things up. They just keep showing these guys getting getting blasted.
I've selected you as a lead hunter for this expedition.
Thank you, sir.
Or that thing. Still fighting it. $20.25. All right, let's see the Astro. Oh god, I'm so hyped. Oh god, a proper platformer. Premium. There's that fox thing too that we were hearing about. Yes. Oh, beautiful color palette. This is exactly what I wanted. This is it, man. Oh, this kind of stuff helps me sleep at night. Oh my god. We're still doing the PlayStation references. I love it. I love it. Oh my god, it's a PlayStation 5 without its console covers. Oh my god. This is amazing. I love how they lean into references and they put hardware in it too. Dude, like, Playroom was amazing. That was just unbridled pleasure for the 5 hours that game took. Oh my, and we're getting it this year. I hope, for the love of God. Don't be Q1 next year. It should be this year. PlayStation 3, oh my god, there's overload. There's way too much hardware on the screen at one time. How do I do the wallet thing? September 6th. Yes. That was awesome. Oh my god.
Be sure to visit PlayStation blog for more on the games you just saw.
I will.
As well as PlayStation.com for the latest on Days of Play. This global celebration runs through June 12th, with deals on PlayStation Store, great new content coming to PlayStation Plus, and much more.
Is that it? Is that a wrap? We outie? 36 minutes? Alright, initial thoughts right away. Not bad, not terrible, right? I mean, it's one of those, I mean, I've said this like 1,000 times, but like, most state of plays I enjoy, most directs I enjoy, most Xbox showcases I enjoy, or, you know, whatever sort of live stream they do. I generally just like seeing video games. So, for me, I never really hate these things, but for a lot of others, there's always that expectation of state of play versus showcase and what those shows tend to have, even though we had a state of play at the start of this year that I would argue was better than the 2023 showcase. The real awkward spot that we're in, as we've said many times over, is that there is still a number of PlayStation studios, in-house studios from Sony's teams that are far along enough to where we should be seeing something from them very soon. And here's the thing. Despite these games not showing up during, say, the showcase, which Sony outlined immediately, like this is going to be for like 2024 games, or at least games coming in the short term, and that's very much what this was, that being Astro Bot, Concord, and a few other things that showed up as well. But we just had the business segment briefing. This also goes back to the financial report. We have everybody at Sony saying that fiscal year 25 and 26, they're expecting very big returns from their first-party studios. You know, from their big major tentpole releases. We know they're coming. What seems very obvious to me is that there's a lot of you know, figuring out. Now, I'm not sure if this is coming from the top down or if it's more on a studio by studio basis, but the decision to just not announce until they're ready to maybe have a firm release window on these games. So we know Sucker Punch is probably far along with Tsushima 2, and that might be a big tentpole. I would assume 26 release. If people just want to see the game, then you would expect it would be announced either by the end of this year or sometime early next year. I think Naughty Dog and Santa Monica can at the very least, they could get away with maybe even doing teasers like little title cards, and those would be games that would show up in the, I would consider like very late life cycle PS5 games, that being like maybe a 2027 title or something like that. But then there's also Insomniac as well, with having Spider-Man DLC, Wolverine obviously as well. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is a known title at this point that is going to ship sometime next year, which we consider that's probably around fall. So it really depends on when they want to start talking more about these games and showing off more. Having said that, for the games that we did see, yeah, Concord, again, that wasn't really what I was expecting. Not sure if I like it or hate it. I'm sort of leaning towards not for me. But I don't know. Astro Bot's really the thing I'm happy about, and I guess we'll see where this Horizon Lego game is going to show up, which, I mean, Guerrilla in general, not to say the Lego Horizon game is being made in-house at Guerrilla, I assume that is somewhere else, but there's just so many Horizon things going on right now, so it's like that IP has a lot of movement as well. If we're still going to get the remake, this in-house multiplayer game, the NCSoft MMO game, did I say the remake already? Like, there's a number of projects going on. Like, we're going to see more movement there as well. So, yeah, I think, if anything, the state of play, it tells you why it's a state of play. That, and there's also Summer Games Fest coming up as well. So some of these things might show up again there with a further detailed look, or well, maybe the Lego Horizon game will show up there. I don't know. These are just my sort of immediate gut thoughts. We still have Summer Games Fest. We have the PS5 Pro reveal around, we assume, September, but if that's anything like the PS4 Pro reveal, that won't necessarily actually have game announcements. That'll be strictly a hardware-focused show, but that might be a good area to also do another separate showcase and say, hey, here's those 2025 games and 26 titles that we know you all want to see. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So not necessarily a bad thing, but in the PlayStation 5 environment this console generation, it's really about being patient, because games just take a long time to make nowadays, and they're being a little bit more careful, I think, with showing off these things until they're ready to nail down a release window. That's at least how I'm reading the entire situation right now. Anyway, that's it. I got to start working on Let's Talk PlayStation. I'll see you all tomorrow for that. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. You take it easy.